Now see, we'll start with a single phase AC circuit. In the single phase AC circuit, this is your, I think, module 2, right? Now as I told you, if there is resistor, their resistance is resistance only. If there is inductor, then their resistance is XL, and if it's capacitance, then their resistance is XC, correct? XL would be equal to J omega L, XC would be equal to 1 over J omega C, correct? If there is a combination, suppose there is a combination of RL and RC and RLC, okay, then in that case their resistance is technically known as impedance, right? You have heard about the impedance. Impedance is denoted by the Z, correct? So if there is RLC, then impedance formula is R plus J of XL minus XC, right? If there is RC only means no L, then in that case that formula is R plus JXL, correct? And if there is RL only, sorry, this is for R plus JXL, and if there is RC, then the formula is R minus JXC, right? Now see, all these are the form of resistance. So according to you, what should be its unit? Its unit is ohm. Got it? Clear? Okay. Now see, based on this, I'll tell you. One will form impedance triangle. Okay, actually in this module we'll have lots and lots of formulas, and very few formulas are given on your handbook. Okay, so I'll make you know that how you'll going to learn all these formulas by the symbol a single impedance triangle. Okay, so in this impedance triangle we'll make all the resistance, like how in the base we'll have resistor resistance, in the perpendicular we'll have inductor resistance. Tell me, inductor resistance is denoted by XL, or if it's RC circuit, then we'll have XC, right? If suppose we'll have the combination of all RLC circuit, then in that case we'll have either XL minus XC or XC minus XL. Got it? So that depends. If XL value is greater, obviously then we'll do XL minus XC. If XC value is greater, then we'll do XC minus XL, and their combination is impedance Z, and the angle between them is phi. Clear? So in this case, can we able to get the value for this particular sin phi, cos phi and tan phi? Tell me, what is sin phi, what is cos phi, and what is tan phi? Consider this case, XL minus X. Sin phi is not R by Z, cos phi is R by Z. XL minus XC by Z, and tan phi is okay. Now can we apply the Pythagoras theorem in this particular triangle? H square is equal to P square plus B square. Now tell me, hypotenuse is what? Z square to XL minus XC square plus R square. So can we say that Z is equal to root of R square plus XL minus XC ka whole square? And if we want to get the phi is what? Phase angle. We can use any formula, like suppose if R is known and Z is known, then phi is how much? Cos inverse of R by Z, right? Any doubt up to here? Okay. Now see, if I'll multiply current with the resistance, what it will become? Voltage. So if there is already an impedance triangle, like this is Z, R, XL or XE, I'll multiply each and every term with the current. Then it will form voltage triangle. Yes or no? So voltage triangle is basically it's phi. It is VR. VR is what? VR is the voltage drop across R, right? So I'm writing this. Voltage across R is equal to VR, and that is I into R. Similarly, tell me what is VL. This should be VL or VC, right? Because in inductor or capacitor. So voltage across inductor is VL and its formula is I into XL, because inductor resistance is XL, right? It's not multiplication, it's X. Similarly, VC is the voltage across capacitor. Tell me the formula. I into XC. And V is the total voltage, correct? So from here we can, by using Pythagoras theorem, we can determine that V is equal to VR ka square plus VL minus VC ka whole square. Got it? Now tell me, any doubt? Now next, if we'll multiply voltage with the current, what it will become? V into I is power, right? So now in the power we'll have basically three different types of power. One is the active power, another one is the reactive power, another one is the apparent power. Got it? Active power is denoted by P, reactive power is denoted by Q, apparent power is denoted by S. Active power formula is P is equal to VI cos phi. Reactive power formula is P is equal to VI sin phi. Apparent power formula is VI. Okay. Active power unit is watt, like 5 watt का bulb है, 7 watt का bulb है. Reactive power unit is VAR. VAR stands for volt ampere reactive, and apparent power unit is VA, volt ampere. Got it? Now active power will used where we'll have resistive load. Okay, and reactive power will use where we'll have inductive or capacitive load. Okay, and apparent power will have where we'll have the combination of RL, RC and RLC. Okay, active power is also known as real power or true power. There is no another name for apparent. This one is also known as complex power. Okay, so all these power you need to learn, because one of the question will definitely they'll ask from you related to the power. Note it down. Now see, I'll give you one example. Like suppose you are eating a packet of chips, Lays, okay, and this is a Lays packet and you'll get only 4 or 5 chips in 10 rupee Lays, right? So the chips which you are actually consuming, that is active power. Got it? Because you are actually consuming, and the rest of the thing is gas, right? That gas is known as reactive power because you are not consuming that gas, right? But you have to pay for both chips and the gas, right? For both you have to pay, that is apparent power. Clear? So the combination is apparent power. The actual power which you will consume, that is active power. Reactive power is mainly for to and fro motion only. You will not consume reactive power. Okay. Now back to this power triangle. As you know, Now you tell me, according to you, in the base you'll get which power, and which power, tell me. So in this case, if we'll apply the Pythagoras theorem, S square is equal to P square plus Q square, right? And if I'll apply the cos phi is P over S, okay? Now the most important thing, whenever they say you power factor, although it's not in your midterm, but you should know, power factor is nothing, just cos phi, okay? That is cosine of angle between voltage and current. What is phi? Maximum of the student think that power factor is phi. No, phi is the angle, that is phase angle, and it's the angle between always voltage and current, okay? Power factor is cos phi. So if you'll have P and S, you can get power factor by this formula. If you'll have voltage, then you will have power factor by this formula, like cos phi is how much? VR by V, right? If you know the impedance triangle, then you will get power factor by this formula. So that depends on the condition, what they have given and what they have asked. Got it? Clear? Now tell me, any doubt up to here? Now I'll teach you the questions based on this single phase first, because one of the question will definitely get it from the single phase and one will get it on the parallel basically. Now in this, they said this is the question from your question paper only, January 2023. They said a metal filament lamp rated at 250 watt. So let's consider this bulb, okay, and this bulb is of how much power? 250 watt. Got it? Then they said 100 volt means it is consuming how much voltage? 100 volt, right? Then they are saying is to be connected in series with the capacitor, means this bulb is to be connected in series with the capacitor, right? Now across the single phase supply 230 volt, we'll draw the circuit always like this. This is the AC supply, and across this we'll write down voltage and the frequency is 50 hertz, okay? Now they are asking calculate the capacitance of the capacitor, means we need to calculate capacitance, right? And the phase angle between the current and the voltage, basically they are asking the phi. Understood the question? First tell me. Now see in this case what happens. We know the voltage triangle. Voltage triangle formula is V equal to VR plus VL minus VC ka whole square. Yes or no? So VL inductor we don't have. So can we use this formula? V is equal to VR ka square plus VC ka square. V total voltage we know 230. PR, that is the voltage across bulb. Bulb means lamp having resistive load only. So 100 ka square plus VC ka square. So can we get VC? Okay. Now according to this, P is equal to VI. Yes or no? So power we know, voltage we know. Can we get current? Right? So VC is equal to I into XC. Correct? VC value we already get it from here. I value we got it from here. Can we get the value for XC? After getting XC, you can get the C easily. Now see in this question what they have said. This is also from the same paper. A circuit having a resistance of 12 ohm will have resistance 12 ohm and inductance of 0.15 Henry and capacitance of 100 microfarad. All are connected in series. Yes or no? Then we'll supply with the AC voltage, that is 100 volt comma 50 hertz. We need to calculate Z, right? we need to calculate I, current, we need to calculate VR, VL and VC and the power factor cos phi. Wait, in the last question they ask you the phi also. So I told you phi, how can we get? Can we get cos phi? Cos phi is what? VR by V. VR we know, V we know, we'll get cos phi. Then take inverse of cos inverse, then you'll get phi. Now understood? So whatever they have given, we have to use that triangle. Now you tell me how can we get the z value first. Z is root of r square plus xl minus xc का whole square. R, that doesn't matter, it's square now. XL you will get it by formula 2 pi FL. XC also you will get it 1 by 2 pi FC. I is equal to P over Z. V we already know, 100 divided by Z value we already know. VR is I into R, we already know. VL is I into XL, we can do it. I into XC, we can do it. Cos phi is R by. Now it's easy. Okay. Now see. Okay. See, whenever if they'll give you the series kind of question, they'll give you this kinds of question. Okay. Now there is one more category. They can give you the questions based on equation. Okay. Now equation will have standard equation, that is V is equal to V max sine of omega t plus phi. Similarly, for the current, we'll have the standard equation, that is I is equal to I max sine omega t plus phi. Okay. Like suppose there is one question from your paper only. I'm taking this 2021 midterm paper. They have given voltage is 82.85 sine of 100 pi t plus 50 degree. Okay, and they have given the current equation is 14.15 cos of 100 pi t plus 30 degree. Okay, yeah. Now see, they are asking the elements which elements need to be used. Okay, now see, how can we see this equation? If we'll compare this equation with this equation, can we get the value for Vmax? Vmax is how much? 282.85. Can we get the value for omega? That is 100 pi. And can we get the value for phi? For the voltage 50. Okay. Now before that, you should know some of the basic. Like as I told you, we'll have three kinds of load. One is resistive load, another one is inductive load, and another one is capacitive load, right? In resistive load, current and voltage are in same phase. Okay, same phase, what does it mean same phase? If voltage is on x-axis, then current is also on x-axis. Okay, then in that case angle between the voltage and current is 0 only. Yes or no? Angle between current and voltage is 0. Now inductive case. In case of inductive, current lags voltage by an angle of 90 degree. If it's a pure inductor means only inductor. Okay, like voltage is on x-axis, current lags means it will be on the downward side. Okay, now in the case of capacitor, current leads voltage by an angle of 90 degree. So tell me, what does it mean? If voltage is on x-axis, current would be on y-axis upward, right? Clear? Tell me, any doubt? So see, how will you remember it? You remember this word civil? Civil सुना है ना? Like C stands for capacitor. In case of capacitor, current is first, then voltage, right? So in this case, current leads voltage, and in inductor it is opposite. So by this way you can easily remember it, right? Clear? Now back to the question. Here they have given the voltage angle is 50 degree and current angle is 30 degree, right? If I'll draw 0 degree, current angle is 30 degree. 30 degree is something like here, right? And voltage angle is 50 degree. 50 degree is like here, right? So how much is the angle between current and voltage? 20 degree, right? So that is your phi. Phase angle is how much? That is, I told you na, the angle between the voltage and current. That is 20 degree. Correct? Now one more. That tell me, this is which case? If phase angle is 90 degree, as I told you, then that would be pure inductor or capacitor. So that means we are getting phase angle is 20 degree, that is not pure capacitor or pure inductor, then that must be the combination with the resistance, right? Now tell me, which one is leading? Voltage is leading or current is leading? No, in this case, according to the phasor diagram, this is technically known as phasor diagram. According to this phasor diagram, voltage is leading or current is leading? Voltage is leading. If voltage is leading, then it would be the case of inductor or capacitor. Current lags voltage, that means voltage leads current, right? One and the same thing. So that's why, how do we know that it is the combination of R and L? Clear? Okay, noted? Okay. Now we should know the value for R and L. Okay. So according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IZ, right? One more thing, for calculation purpose, always we need to calculate RMS. And there is relationship between RMS and maximum, that is VRMS is equal to Vmax by root 2. I think this one you have studied in 12th class also, right? So can we say that same thing, IRMS is equal to Imax by root 2? So now we already know voltage Vmax, this is this one. We already know current. Can we get Z? Current cos, sorry, I forgot, I thought it's sine. Yeah, it's a cos function, we need to convert it, then plus 90, then it would be 120. Now the current is leading. A whole game changes. Wait, do it sine only. Okay, now you understood now, but if there is cos, you need to convert it to sine. Yeah, then accordingly we'll do it. Now V by I, we can get it Z, right? That is how much? 82 divided by 14 something. 82 divided by 14, and angle is phi. Phi angle we already calculated, that is 20. This one will get it. We need to convert it into the rectangular form, then we'll get the value for R and XL. And XL, from XL you will get L. Okay, down this thing. Now see, we'll have two forms. One is the rectangular form and another is the polar form. Okay, rectangular form is denoted by r plus jx. Polar form is denoted by r angle theta. Got it? In the rectangular form, we can do addition and subtraction. In the polar form, we can do multiplication and division. Okay. Like suppose they have given you z1 is equal to 4 plus j6, z2 is equal to 6 plus j2. We can simply add it, right? Or we can simply subtract it. Real with the real term, imaginary with the imaginary term. So 10 plus j12. But if I'll say z1 multiplied z2, in rectangular we can't. We need to first convert it into the polar form, right? So how will you do the polar form? Press on in your calculator, then press shift, then press, I think on the plus there is pole now. So press plus, then in your calculator you will get pole, right? You want to convert 4 plus j6, so write down 4 comma 6. Okay, here 7.111 theta you are getting 980. Okay, similarly you can convert this one also, right? Polar form, right? For multiplication and division we need the answer should be in polar form. Got it? For rectangular we need addition and subtraction. We can do only addition and subtraction, and for in polar form we can do multiplication and division. And if we want to do vice versa, we need to shift it. If we want to shift it in polar form, then in calculator you must write down pole. And if we want to shift in rectangular form, then we in calculator you need to write down rec. Okay, how will you get rec? By pressing shift and negative button, right? Yeah. Now see, if suppose z1 is 4 angle 30 degree and z2 is 6 angle 20 degree. Okay, now in this case what we need to suppose multiply z1 multiplied by z2. So real term is multiplied with the real term, 4 6 24, and angle would be added, 30 plus 20 is 50. Okay, now suppose if we want to divide, then real term is divided with the real term, 4 by 6, and angle would be subtracted, right? Got it? If you know this thing, then you can do any question in the AC circuit. This is the main concept for doing parallel questions basically. For series we don't need this, but for parallel we need this concept, right?